Hello, 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 beautiful people of the internet. My name is Whelsko, and we are in another episode of the business behind gaming, and we're gonna take a look at another Battle Pass, the Season 3 Battle Pass for Modern Warfare. This is for both the Warzone component and, of course, the multiplayer component. Again, they are mixed into one. I think it's a very smart decision that they don't force one or the other, and that way people who only play Warzone still get a chance to enjoy the content, because, or at least they can level the battle pass. Because I think it's a little bit more fair in terms of unlocking because of the 10% XP bonus that you get, and I think I got mine in 20, in half the time that it was, at only 25 days, and I think one season is 50 days. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We of course have the first one in the start. At the start is Alex, the main operator. He is a beloved homie from the campaign, and that's why of course they feature. They seem to be doing very good at featuring these basically people that we know that they can pull our heartstrings on, because we are already invested in their story. The previous one of the previous episode, we talked of course about Ghost. Ghost was the main guy. Ghost is incredibly famous. So that's perfect, because then you're already invested, and who doesn't want to play as Ghost? Now we have Alex. He's of course a big guy in the main campaign, so unless you have not played the campaign, you might not feel as invested in him, but nonetheless I think his skin is looking pretty cool. Oh, and the next one for the next season is most likely gonna be Captain Price, yeah, that was his name. So that's another iconic, and we're looking forward to that episode as well. But Alex, before we maybe get into Alex, we got to talk about the kind of unbalance that's going on between the coalition and the allegiance. As you can probably see, here we have a little bit less than over here. It seems that the coalition is getting all the operators, and the allegiance is basically, doesn't have that much. We can also see it in the milsims. The milsims were a nice addition into this game. As you can see, the milsim is default operator, not that special. But if we go to the coalition, for example, and then go to milsim and customize, boom, you basically have I don't know how much is this, at least 12 skins, while on the other hand you basically have one. So it's a little bit unfair, but what you gonna do about it? I'm pretty sure they're gonna add some allegiance guys. I hope so, at least. Alex is of course the main guy, and of course he gets the most of skins, and in this case that's 6, 3 of which are basically reskins. We've seen the styling options, so in other words recolors, in Fortnite as well. I think it's an absolute fantastic idea, because it gives you more value for the same skin. Plus, if you're would sell these individually, I mean, the greed would spring off of it. And also what's cool is his prosthetic limb, his prosthetic leg. I find that absolutely cool. It's more inclusive, more diversity, because of course Modern Warfare doesn't have the same luxury as Fortnite does, with using all kinds of the freedom that they have. Fortnite can include fish sticks, 3 people, and whatever, while Modern Warfare is more limited to a realistic setting, and this would make this perfectly realistic. So absolutely fantastic idea to include it, and of course we know him from the campaign, so it all makes sense. And of course his glasses look really cool. I absolutely love them. I don't know why, they just speak to me. They're just like a little bit more goofy. It's like Ghost has this mask. I like the characters that are like a little bit goofy, but still, have that camouflage instead of the over the top, like the cowboy hat that we're gonna see, which some people like. Oh, and of course the Jaeger skin. We can't forget that one, the prison Jaeger skin. It's That's one of those skins that as soon as you see them in game, you know exactly what type of player is on the other side. And I can remember one fun game where we all played quads when quads came out. We all played with this skin. That was pretty funny. It's a good skin. It's a good skin. I also have a feeling that from the allegiance that Jaeger is getting the the preferable treatment. You know, he's the favorite of the family. Um, but you know, it's I think it's very cool skin. And especially good for the opening. So because of course not everybody reaches the end of the battle pass, and it also depends how much XP you get. That being said, we have a new addition to this one, and that is vehicle skins. Now, I don't know how valuable these are or how much people love them, but it's another addition. You know, it's you could say it's filler content like the calling cards and the emblems over here, and the XP boost. Although some people will find it, especially if you have a harder time leveling it with the XP boost. Personally, if I need to level something, I'll pick up an XP boost or wait until it's double XP weekend, and I'll just grind shipment 24/7. So that's an easy peasy. But not everybody, you know, does it that way. So it's, you know, those are always handy to keep in mind. Unfortunately, at a certain point, they basically become useless. And of course, the XP boost. This is a normal feature in the premium. When you will go for a premium, because you know you want to have the preferable treatment for the customers that pay, because why would they else would they pay? So we've got a permanent XP boost, and of course these filler contents. We got a knife. I don't really like this one. It's cheap. It looks way too cheap. It looks like the Counter-Strike source knife. It had like, I don't know, on the knife there was always like some dirt or something. It always looked weird in my opinion. But yeah, we go on. The COD points. COD points are a necessary element. We have seen, of course, how successful Fortnite was with the V-Bucks. Super effective. Always we gotta make sure that you get enough COD points to, to make sure that you can buy the next battle pass. Of course, it's some people use it and they do, you know, they buy something dumb in the store that they don't want, and then they're forced to buy some more the next time, which is good for Activision, but also the player. But generally speaking, if you keep close count of these and keep them in mind, they're very, very valuable, and will make sure you get the next battle pass. And in turn, you can basically buy one battle pass and keep it, you know, get all the battle passes that come next to it for free, essentially, and you will still have COD points to spare. There won't be a lot, but that's, you know, one of the big factors that I find that is super important is player engagement. The big companies often, you know, the ones focused on money, are like trying to sacrifice what is now to get what shall we call it, to get the quick wallets to be pulled out, and then of course players leave and never come back again. Well, this ensures that players keep on spending that money later and later and later, because, you know, the more they get out of something, the more they feel inclined to give back. Again, the charms are super cool, super fun. They're a nice addition to your weapons, and it allows you to personalize them. And with charms like this, I absolutely love. I absolutely am in love with. Then of course we have the milsim. We talked about it earlier, and of course the rewards that you get for playing. Emblems or stickers. I mean stickers. Some people love them. Personally, I have no affliction to it, but I think it's a nice addition. It's definitely a lot more useful than the sprays that Fortnite has. And they're also a lot more valuable, or at least consumer friendly, than the stickers that Counter-Strike has. But this guy, absolutely hilarious, the headshot spray. And basically there were clips floating around on Reddit where people used the spray, they put it into a corner, they put it on a wall, and then of course they would sit, you know, on, not at the wall, but somewhere further. And of course the enemies would see them and shoot at them. Absolutely fantastic, lovely idea. We also had back in the day in Counter-Strike where you could upload your own photo, and what would people do? They would pick a not so safe for work picture, and then of course everybody would be distracted by that picture, and then that would be easy kills. And in this case, it's the same. The free weapons. We gotta talk about the free weapons. I absolutely find it amazing and lovely that they decided to put all free weapons, or all weapons that they add to the game, in one way or another free. However, generally speaking, the Renetti and the SKS are absolutely wonderfully implemented. The Bruin MK9 is basically challenging-wise so damn hard to get that you can't unlock it with multiplayer. Same goes for the crossbow. So it's not a perfect system, so it's kind of pay to win, especially because the Bruin is a fantastic weapon. But Renetti is also a fantastic weapon, and you know, most free players would have had the chance to unlock that, and that's very important for the health, the game balance, because there are some pay-to-win elements to this game. One of which is of course the tracer packs. The tracer packs that I basically missed out on the previous episode, but on later thinking about it, I will definitely make like a complete, individual in-depth look on if tracer packs are really that pay to win or not, because it's a very interesting proposition, like being able to shoot colorful bullets. I've found that they both work in your favor and against you, so it's still lame that they put it behind a wall or a paywall, but in this case at least, let's put it this way, every single battle pass you can look forward to at least 2 free new weapons, and that's very good. Calling card, card point, blueprint, the Mighty Mo. One of the things that they also did was put a lot of the blueprints that are currently found as floor loot in the Battle Pass, so you can have a feeling of, I don't know if they specifically did it to entice people to buy. That would be a very good strategy, other than the fact that there's one big problem with it. The blueprints that I often find on the ground are so not so good that it doesn't make any sense. And then of course the Torn another Torn camo. I feel like he also gets a lot of camos, but the nitty gritty, the best of the best in the Battle Pass. The reason that I would buy this Battle Pass, just like if I had to pay for this one item, I would do it. Luckily, I get everything else coming with it, and that is of course the top dog operator finishing move. This one works for all operators, which is nice because most have their own standalone, but this one is it's so amazing. It makes you feel it. If you pop that off in game, it makes you feel so damn good, and I will definitely play a clip here of me using it. I can probably make a montage. I'm absolutely loving this. It's what better, like finishing moves are the ideal way to finish off an opponent, naturally. And being able to have a dog, basically eat your enemies alive when they're down. I mean, what better way to show off? And of course, here you can see, how, think about it. How cool do you feel by looking at that? I have my ghost mask and I have my dog still walking next to me. And in the bigger lobbies, you can see multiple dogs. Super cool. A super cool addition. Because, of course, a dog is a man's best friend. Or a woman's.
That's the one. The other one I don't know. The other one is close to me, I think. I heard him. He's downstairs. The
Let's
other
go,
one.
Doggy!
Nee, echt? Het is gelukt.
Ja. Finishing move, doggy. No. Get him, boy. Go on. So the fact that they, that you have it, they of course had the Talon bundle, I think, where you also had a dog. But that one was, it's $24 for the skin, the operator, and of course the finishing move. But in this case, we get it with a Battle Pass, and it's only $10. And if you got, like me, the previous one, then you would get this one for free. So that would be a very good investment. Like I would literally buy the Battle Pass, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people think the same like me. Not everybody, of course, but a lot, that they would buy this one simply for that item. Simply to have a dog next to them, because of course dogs make you look a little bit cooler, and of course to eat their enemies alive. Not to say that all the finishing moves aren't cool, but in terms of coolness, this one ranks on top. For Mars Blueprint, nothing to say about that, because it's in Warzone it's absolutely useless. Double XP token, another vehicle skin. This one I actually really love. The other ones I'm not so fan of. The truck is also kind of nice, but the chopper, I mean, I have a feeling that they're holding back, and that the big guns or the big vehicle skins are coming. We of course know that the anime pack truck, and of course the big, what do you call it? The big pack. Let me see, the Midas Touch. Nope. There's like a big pack of vehicle skins that that every vehicle basically gets like a golden camo around it, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to find it, but to no avail. The plunder pack. Here we go. What I remember one in season 2, I think it was, where somebody on Reddit posted that this would be a cool skin, because on the map not Sawmill. I don't remember the name of the map. I will definitely put it up here. But on one map you can see this or a similar vehicle skin like this, and you know, this one looks very cool. This one also. You know, even the chopper, they basically all look pretty cool. So, definitely worth their weight in gold. Pun intended. Then, of course, we have some more blueprints. Again, I highly doubt that people use them. And like this is a legendary blueprint, but it doesn't look that fancy. The SKS at the end we will see is a lot better. Then, of course, the SKS is the free weapon. Super nice, super cool. That they included. It seems to be very good, which makes a lot of sense. When they add new weapons, they want to make sure that they're pretty good, so that people like to play with them. Makes sense. Although balancing wise with Renetti, not really the best. Again, the watch. The watches are very nice addition, like the glove in the Counter-Strike. Absolutely love them. Now let's, cheap skin is meh. The Cowboy Skin, absolutely fantastic. I've seen a lot of people play with it. It's a little bit not my taste, but to each their own, I guess. It's like these legendary ones. They have to look good. This kind of looks good, but this one, it looks like a blue tier skin. So here we have another one of those sprays to distract your enemies with. They're actually quite tactical. Like you can actually use them tactically. Another milsim, blueprint, emblems. You know the deal by now. The blueprints. I've also found that the blueprints, they're not that OP, because most attachments or most guns aren't really useful. I'm talking more in the Warzone balance sense than anything else. Yeah. Another play on the Burger King, I think. So, and of course, calling cards. The big things that blueprints would do is, I would say, is change your the skin of your gun, so that you don't have to put a camo behind it, and that is a very nice addition. But other than that, I don't have a feeling that most of these are worth it, because if you have all attachments, you only would do it for the skin, and I don't think a lot of people get hyped for a skin like this. So in other words, they're not that useful if the skin doesn't look good. But as we're now at 70, let's scroll all the way on top. Look at this SKS skin, absolutely beautiful, and I think a lot of people will actually, this one I definitely gonna play with, because it looks amazing. And this one feels legendary. Well, this one, all that glitters. Okay, maybe this one we can. Okay, this one also. This is of course on Renetti. Very nice finishing touches. this one feels way too similar to the normal one. So again, it's not bad, you know, but just feels like filler content. And of course, you need to have filler content. Half of these, like 80% of these, are filler content. But the dog and stuff definitely make it feel worth it. The whole goal of a battle pass is to give so much value that, you know, the store is basically for the big spenders only. The truck skin that I mentioned earlier, you know, nice addition. Makes it look a little bit less boring because, you know, a normal cargo truck. Very nice emblem. Absolutely in love with it. The emblems and the calling cards are a unique feature, although they are often underappreciated because they're kind of, I wouldn't say useless, but they are not that needed. Let's put it like that. Plus, if you're in the heat of combat, you're not gonna see them. But nonetheless, they're pretty nice for when people see it. And then, of course, we this one we gotta talk about the Mara skin. Mara is again, most of the operators, or a lot of operators, are modeled from real persons, real actors. So they did it, but what I do find extremely hilarious is that it looks so much like the Maya skin from Fortnite. Of course, with different, you know, different styles of rendering and stuff. This one is realistic. Fortnite is more cell shading, more cartoonish looking. But I mean, you know, we got Mara and Maya, and, you know, like, they look a hell of a lot like each other, and I wonder if they basically stole. I wonder if it's coincidence or if they stole it. Truth be told, I couldn't care less. It's better than they stealing loot box ideas from each other. Like, this is absolutely a fucking gold mine and absolute heaven on earth compared to the loot box disaster that was in Black Ops 4. Calling card, again, nice, but kind of neglectable. A cool watch, don't know what it does. Think it's just an egg. And then of course we have some more blueprints and more charms. Again, like this one, it's the stickers. Some people will probably like it, and it's, you know, it's always nice art. And I've mentioned this in the Black Ops in one of the Black Ops battle passes. Like, the art on these emblems and the art on these stickers and the charms and all the, like, everything basically. The art is amazing, you know. Okay, my textures are low, so it also kind of devalues the product a little bit. But if you can see, like, this is some top tier, you know, artist that made it, and it's a little bit unfortunate that it goes unnoticed. But thanks to the stickers, if people put it on the gun, it will always go noticed. So that brings us almost at the end. Of course, some Alex skin SKS, and of course the Season 3 emblem. I think the Apex Legends also did this, the emblems. So in general, that should be about it, about everything that the new Battle Pass has to offer. Again, Final Edition, I'm very proud almost on Infinity Ward that they, you know, didn't cave in and overcharge that much, because the store you might say is, you know, it's very expensive, and it is. It absolutely is very expensive, but, you know, this, for this price you would get in what do you call it, in Fortnite, only a like just a skin. So, but then again, in Fortnite you see the skin more, so it might be, you can argue both sides. Then again, these companies, you know, they give out their product for free, and the only thing they ask for, well, in Fortnite's case, is you know, the skins. And they give you the battle pass, so it's nice. But, you know, it's always nice that this is like a bundle that you get. Absolutely love it. So, that being said, there is nothing much more to add. And of course, this is then the end of another business behind gaming. It's a lot less shorter than the previous one, but the previous one we also took a look at the store. Again, very happy with it, especially with the doggo. absolutely love the doggo. This was Whelsko with another episode of the Business Behind Gaming. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something, and I hope you implement some strategies into your own game if you ever decide to make one. This was Whelsko, signing off.